This is muse, a person who is listening. Those are sort of headphones, but instead of headphones, there are ears. She's listening to herself, her inner voice. Yes, music. Unique, vivid, and uplifting. Color against dark. The first personal exhibition in Ukraine by honored artist of Azerbaijan Vugar Muradov. A new name and new international contacts. How and where does an Azerbaijani artist find his inspiration and motivation? Why is Kyiv associated with color flying fish? Kyiv Art Gallery and Pro Art will give you a private view of this art exhibition. I already see some very interesting pieces. I'm not waiting for muse or inspiration. This is hard work. The exhibition is about color and dark. It is a feeling of warmth, a quite interesting manner. A big picturesque style is apparent. The cultural connections, they're always cementing, reinforcing friendship between nations. It's a small preview. Vugar Muradov is one of the most recognizable and successful painters in Azerbaijan. His pieces enrich museums and galleries, are part of personal collections in more than 30 countries around the globe, from Argentina to Japan. From today, people in the Ukrainian capital have begun to fall in love with him. Yes, this is my first time in Kyiv. We're traveling a lot because I'm working constantly. I want to show it all. His main goal is to show Azerbaijan culture through art. For Kyiv, it is a true celebration where color also plays a great role. I am impressed. After seeing how he works with a canvas and how he treats color, I am surprised. I received such a great impulse from his living colors. I see genuine culture in the work of this artist. It is a culture of drawing, composition, color. It is a great school and wonderful style. All these artistic connections are born and renewed on a new creative level. We see this exhibition evoking great interest in audiences, and we really hope to continue the cooperation. National charm is apparent in the works of our artist. I understand these pieces of art, so I feel part of Eastern culture through his pieces, in this beautiful studio and gallery. Every painter has his or her audience, just like musicians. If I could narrate, I would choose to be a poet, yet I don't have these skills. I just forgot about the camera, perhaps because of this. Vugar Muradov was born in Baku in 1967. This honored artist of Azerbaijan and member of the Union of Artists, Union of Caricaturists and Photographers Union in Azerbaijan, member of the International Federation of Artists under UNESCO, permanent participant of prestigious international art events, regularly presents Azerbaijan on the international art scene. I achieved this with the passage of years. It wasn't immediate. I simply paint. I worked in different publications for 4 years, in magazines, journals. There were no computers, so we wrote titles for different articles by hand. I worked in the army too. I was a painter in the club. It wasn't my thing. I prefer painting to lettering. These are two different things for me, designing and creating. I once worked with sketches of carpet works. In other words, I had to use different tones and colors every millimeter of the way. When I quit the job, I enhanced them and made these faces. Some aspects originated there, to be honest, but I have remained the same. It is like air and breathing, they're one whole, the master said. Paintings is one of the necessities in his life. It is everything, life and vocation. I have been painting since my childhood and have continued ever since. It's something I'm good at. His career as an international exhibition artist began in the 90s in America. It was a project called Contemporary Artists from Azerbaijan, where Vugar Muradov's works from the Portraits of People with Down Syndrome series were selected. My first overseas exhibition was in 1998. We had a good one in the World Bank building. There were other paintings, absolutely different ones, from the carpet collection. Europeans were introduced to the Muradov collection on the basis of Azerbaijan carpets in 2014. It was a reinterpretation and a fresh vision, a sculptural approach to the tradition of national carpet weaving. The works were shown in different countries around the world. The artist wants to bring this collection to Ukraine as well. Let's hope that within 1 or 2 years I will manage this. I want to return and show this other collection. Those are completely different works, as they are more decorative. These are more picturesque. The audience sees first and foremost color in Vugar Muradov's paintings. Color fills the space of paintings and attracts attention, while submerging the spectacle into the atmosphere of hospitable and colorful Caucasus. After all, this is the painter's homeland, his roots and source of inspiration. Color is everything. I think it's impossible to survive without it. A person opens up their eyes and sees color first of all. Then we recognize water, air, a window, a table, chair, other objects. How can I explain music? It is hard to describe it with words. I produce paintings, I show them, and people look and enjoy them. He believes that painting is contact through eyes, not the mind or theories. I was astonished not only by the color, but how the artist is working with it, and what relationships appear with the color. I was surprised how he perceives the world and his art, how he's oriented towards color. Color against dark, is that true? The painter loves dark just as much as he likes color. An object cannot exist without the dark. Color and dark are competitors. They're codependent, says Muradov. The choice of color and tone relies on his inner feelings. His paintings reflect not only his mindset, but the properties of and even his mood. I love it because it's impossible to live without it. First and foremost, it is color, then it is dark. They're connected. Am I speaking sense? Vugar is unstoppable. He's free in working with color with regard of his pieces. At the same time, he's a delicate man. He's an optimist, very cheerful and witty. Vugar Muradov's credo is creative search. He loves to observe life. Sometimes he captures it in photos. Then he puts his vision onto canvas, allowing his creativeness to take a lead. And in this manner, he creates unique and fantastic images. It is his view of the world. The painter sees nature, people, and animals. That is how he feels routine and the surrounding environment in such manner. I think my subconsciousness works because I often change my technique. It depends on my mood. Today it can be green, tomorrow it may be red. In other words, the tones and techniques are in flux. We travel quite often and it is impossible to always be carrying a sketchbook or drawing easel. Therefore, I bring my phone with me and take photos. However, the painter does not use monochrome or dark tones. His paint palette consists of brightness, color, and everything that is capable of expressing beauty. When you're in a good mood, you have to work. You have to show a good mood. It is not desirable to show a bad mood. No one is interested in a bad mood. Vugar sometimes has outbursts of creative ideas or painting epiphany appears quite unexpectedly and paradoxically. Even seeing the red button, I always say that this one is irritating me. Yes, everything can inspire me. The color can also work in one's favor. It seems that he creates easily and his paintings are born instantaneously. Nevertheless, the professional view of a curator and art historian defines the deep philosophical origin and meaningful views on the surrounding reality. He sees through the color. The dark is something with which he experiments. He allows himself to break rules that exist in physics. When asked about concept, he always says there is no concept. Everything is a lot easier. It seems to me that Vugar receives some specific topics and moments from above that have even more profound meaning than he believes. It is an inner feeling that all these works are invented. If I tell some story, I don't think something will change. I mean, everything passes through one's vision. Either there is contact or there isn't contact. One can achieve more results from cultural exchange than through political diplomacy. Sometimes there are such complex moments in this or that country, and I think that people should be fueled by this type of energy and spirit. Indeed, we have an objective to connect Azerbaijan and Ukraine in the cultural dimension. We have to build specific bridges so new products can emerge. This is what cultural diplomacy is about. In the cultural field, there is demand to see how something works in different countries. We even had an idea to gather our artists and present works in your country, while your artists would exhibit in ours. We're proud that we have such creative and talented people. It is a separate group of people whom we must protect. They're the flower of our nation. Azerbaijan painter Vugar Muradov conquered Kyiv with his unique painting style, and through his art created mutual understanding and friendship between two countries. The rich and fresh palette of his canvas pieces, which is mixed with his unusual painting technique, embodies the positive intentions of the artist himself and the rich colorfulness of the sunny Caucasus. I studied in Baku, studied in the same establishment, so it's very dear to me, familiar. Here I was able to evaluate and understand everything. It is very close to me. They seem to be just 3 to 4 colors, but they're so organically conscious, while so bright and chatty about these extreme emotions. But they're all positive colors. I knew that the exhibition will be extraordinary for 2 reasons. First, I learned it is good. Second, I know that Tanya Kalita always has good ones. It is such an interesting coincidence. It is a feeling of warmth, quite an interesting manner. You want to investigate it. I like the texture of the paintings. They're so bold, vivid colors. It's a very free piece with different tones. It fascinates. It is beautiful, simply beautiful. All the paintings have his style running through them. The color against dark includes more than 20 works by Vugar Muradov. Yet in the center of hall is a free space in a picture frame. The audience is confused. Is it a coincidental flaw, a mistake by the organizers, or should they expect a surprise? Yes, it is empty now, but it will be filled. We're intriguing the audience. I think that the artist's eye has to be working continually. I arrived in Kyiv and I have to create one painting for the project. I don't yet know what will come of this. This is the first time for me. Vugar Muradov felt the melody, charm and mystery of Kyiv. Like a true master of his vocation, his impression of an old Ukrainian city turned out to be truly deep and symbolic. He transferred it to canvas. The flying fish with expressive and lively eyes is like the mosaic of a kaleidoscope, colorful and so catchy. The nature of the painter is reflected in it. It was my idea. I asked Vugar to do this experiment. It is a small project within the exhibition itself. Before I departed for Kyiv, I thought that it was actually white. I don't know why. I know that it is not white, it is colorful after being here. Why did I choose to paint a fish? Because initially it was a symbol of Christianity. It still came out a bit decorative. I mean the fish that swims and flies all at the same time. I feel that I like it as well. Vugar Muradov's exhibition and project history so far runs into more than 100 all around the globe. His works are recognizable and popular. The Ukrainian general public has joined those others who sincerely like this painter from Azerbaijan.